So yeah, I chose my house torch pretty much on good looks alone. The Immolent LD70 Mini EDC jumped out at me from a slew of black aluminium tubes with flared heads and sometimes, I swear, flared bases that I was browsing online in the online stores when I was looking for my new house torch. A house torch? Yeah, that's a torch that I'm just going to leave in a central area of the house that's pretty genre neutral and easy to use. Doesn't need to be a thrower or a floodder necessarily, something with a decent max, stable average, and sometimes a moonlight mode for the low impact don't wake the wife excursions to the toilet, or more realistically to redock the Switch when it's time to stop playing Monster Hunter because I got work at 8 AM. House torch doesn't need a pocket clip. Ideally it's rechargeable without having to take the batteries out and use my 4-slot charger, because that's usually full of my 4 cells used to power my thrower torch, which is the Nitecore TM36 GT. I like to just plug the charger straight into the torch. The Immolent is a sealed unit though, so its internal battery lives in there for good, probably till the thing dies, which you might care about, but I sure don't. As long as it keeps charging, it may last a few years, it may last a few months. We'll see how it goes, and I'll certainly update you if it dies sooner than I think my $100 should have got me. That's right, it's about $100. It comes with a somewhat fancy box, which I threw straight into the fire, and a charger and a wrist or hanging strap. What I was surprised by was the size of the thing. It's basically like a more cylindrical Bic lighter. As such, when you run it at 2000 lumens, or indeed the max 4000 lumens, it heats up pretty quick. I sit with it either 200 or 900, those are my favourite settings. And that's plenty for me. The higher two are obviously just for impressing chicks. If I want to throw lumens at the neighbours anyway, I dig out the TM36, because that thing actually throws. The 20 lumen lowest mode is fine. It could be a little lower. I like a proper moonlight mode, but then again, I'm not a huge fan of torches having too many settings on them, so 20 I guess is fine. I'm nowhere near as picky with my lights, watches, wallets and stuff as I am with my knives, as you can probably tell by my general tone in this review. So the charger fills the torch battery from 0 to full in about 90 minutes. I tested this off of a Mac power source, so I'm not sure if that's higher or lower. It seemed like it's about normal when I'm charging my phone. The torch drains the battery at varying rates. It feels like when I'm poncing around with the 2000 and 4000, it kind of knocks out after about 10 to 15 minutes. The 200 to 900 lumens that I'm usually using, they get me like a day or so between charges, but then again, the charger kind of just stays in the same spot, and I bring the torch back to it whenever I'm not using it. So this isn't my pocket torch. This is just, I'm going outside, I better take the torch. The little screen shows the voltage and the battery life and the mode you're currently in. The on button's cool. It's really flush with the back, and you can hold it to scroll through the modes. Then you can double tap it for turbo and double tap for the strobe. It's cool. I like how you can tail stand because of it. The screen is cool as well. I do refer to it a bit, but it's probably the first thing that's going to shit the bed out of all the things on this. It does seem like a bit of a luxury, or a not super necessary feature once you've figured out what the modes are. The globe is like a cold white, so it's like a cool emitter. The shallow reflector is definitely suited to just flooding areas, and it's certainly not a pinpoint thrower. Look, if the distances between things in my yard were greater, I'd probably have stuck with a more tactical, larger headed thrower. I just chose this. I was just so sick of all the O-lights with their spongy side buttons. I always knock those things on and drain my whole torch, and I can often only notice when my pocket feels hot when I do carry one of those, and just the general tactical branding of all of them, and they all just look so similar. So I was really happy with this one, just as a kind of different thing. Even if it isn't as user serviceable, I suppose, as it could be. A couple of things I guess are criticisms. So the closed design means that you need to bring a power bank with you rather than extra batteries if you're going away from your house for a while with the torch. So rather than just having like a few extra 18650s in your backpack, you need to bring a power bank, which, I mean, most outdoor nerds have, but just a thought. The charger is also like model specific, so it needs to line up. I would have preferred just a USB 3, pull away a little rubber cap thing, plug it in, and then reclose it later. That would have done the job for me. So if I was to lose this charger, the only charger that I have in reserve that would charge this guy, usually lives in the drawer that I'm probably not supposed to speak about to the world in my YouTube videos. So at the risk of making that a one-player drawer, I'm going to shut up. But yeah, these specifically magnetic chargers, they're not just one fits all. You know, a few of them will fit, most of them won't. Overall, I like the things about this more than I dislike the things I don't like about it, if that makes sense. It's different from the Olight, Nitecore, Ace Beam, Jet Ace, Night Beam, O-Spot, P-Beam, all that stuff that's on the market. It's not the one torch to rule them all, and it's probably better supported by an array of different kinds of lights. So I guess you want a good like pen light or a good pocketable EDC light. You probably want a good head torch, a headlamp. And then you want like your big meaty thrower for fun, let's be honest here. Fun, hunting maybe, all that stuff. But overall, this thing feels quality, I enjoy using it, it's simple to use, and I'd give it about a B. Look, if you're happy with this more lackadaisical, shorter video, let me know by clicking the like or dislike with regard to where you sit. I don't usually do the voiceover type video, but it's definitely a way of saving time. I do lots and lots of retakes and, yeah, dicking around when I'm speaking directly at the camera, so this way I can sort of figure out what I'm saying and say it, and sometimes, just depending on how breathy I feel, is whether or not I just re-record. So this is why I can still make videos lately despite being super duper busy, so just take that into account as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. My time is a bit like my weird magnetic chargers. I don't have a huge amount of it lately. So thanks for being here and giving me your eyes and ears. Anyway, ta-ta and farewell.